It's been a minute.
It's been more than a minute.
And we got a camera.
It's about time.
We got it figured out. We're going to do this. Should we explain where we've been, or should we just act like nothing happened?
All right, so here's the thing. We're college kids. And it's not the typical college kid thing that you'd think we'd be doing, like out partying and shit. No, it's like class and tests and studying and doing homework. But we're finally in summer and finals are over, so
and we have
for the podcast.
We have a bunch of episodes that we did record before, but because of the amount of work that we had, we couldn't upload it. So we have 3 episodes to upload?
This is 8. And I think the last one we uploaded was
3?
5.
5? Oh, okay, that's
5,
not bad.
So we've got like 3.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so you're going to get 3 in a row, but this is the first one we're actually recording on the camera, so.
And it is currently May 7th, and the last one we recorded was like February.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a ginormous gap.
Oh, well. We've got more time now.
Yeah. We're just going to pull an all-nighter and get this done.
Let's shout some things out here real quick. So, first of all, podcast is back. Shout out to the podcast. We're Totally Rad Podcast if you don't. This is your first time viewing.
Ooh, that popped.
Yeah, I
that
did.
back.
Also, we have a clothing business called Outcast. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing any of that right now. As dope as this outfit looks, I wish I was, but I'm not.
First one, and we could have worn our actual stuff.
Yeah, so.
God.
We've got Outcast coming out. We also have some big news that your dad has a hookup that he wants to.
Potentially for a store for anyone who lives in the Des Moines area.
Yeah,
we haven't freshened out details yet, but
if you live in the
nice.
Des Moines area, we could be selling in stores, so that'd be an easy pickup for you.
That will be an update on Instagram.
If you want TRP merch, the links are in both of our bios, as well as the official TRP Instagram, which will be getting more uploads, I promise.
Yeah.
What else? What else should we shout out?
Just end of the year vibes.
Yeah.
Because I was so burnt out. I was burnt out to like where I honestly forgot about doing this. I was just so tired from all the work and I had to type papers. Screw off. God, it was like just like a lot of it was just dumb work.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially like I took a speech class. And, like, my thought was, like, oh, I'm taking a speech class. I'm not going to have to do homework. I was dead wrong on that. It was ridiculous.
I'm just happy that we're done now. We can kind of focus on the podcast. And then we also have the main channel that we want to kind of upload onto. But
got some ideas for that one.
This for sure will go on the podcast channel just because it's us doing the podcast. And it'd be a boring first video on the channel.
Boing.
To just watch us freaking sit here. Yeah.
A boing. It's going to be a boing first video.
I've been spending too much time at work. These kids can't pronounce their freaking R's.
Should we describe what we've been doing on our time off? Because we've had some experiences that we could honestly talk about. We took one class together.
That bio, baby.
We took bio, which wasn't the hardest. It was just time consuming.
The most frustrating thing about that class is how fluctuating the grade is. Like,
yeah.
You go in and you're like, oh, I'm at an A. I'm sitting pretty good.
And then you do bad on like one assignment.
And it's
just drop down.
Well, fuck, I'm at a C+.
You're at a C. Yeah. We met some interesting characters this semester.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, God. I want to...
Yeah, in bio specifically, we had one that will remain nameless. I mean, we've got a name for her, but we'll just
out of respect.
Yeah. But anyways, she would just come in and freaking give all the answers, like think she's the smartest ever. About got the elbow a couple times.
Caught the elbow.
Just freaking.
God. Yeah. I that one wasn't terrible. I love film. Mm-hmm. We've talked about movies multiple times on this podcast. So I took a film class. Oh my God. I was with the most obnoxious man in the world. I called him Shrek. I'm going to say that because I'll explain why. I bet you're going to say, why are you calling people Shrek? That's not nice. There's a reason, okay? The man, I sat next to him, and this class is 2.5 hours long because we're watching movies. And like halfway through the movie, I just get this smell of just onions. Like not like okay, before I go any further, I know people stink. I know some people can't help the way they smell.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, if you smelled like fried onions, like something like that, I
Like
could tell, like,
rings or something.
yeah, you're probably like doing something before you got here, and you didn't have time to shower, or you couldn't help it. If you smell like raw onions, like you went to an onion patch, my man, that means you're not showering, or at least putting on deodorant on a daily basis.
That just reminds me of Napoleon when he's tasting the milk. He's like, "This one tastes like the cow got into an onion patch."
He tasted like he was frolicking around in a little onion patch with Donkey and Puss in Boots. And I can ignore the smell if you're an okay person, but I could not stand this guy. He was just the type of person who seemed like he just lived in a cave for 20 years and didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, he had questions about like the simplest stuff, and then like he would interrupt me when the teacher would ask me a question, and that would piss me off the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, "Wesley, what'd you think?" And I'd be like, "Well, I thought it was like," and start making like Billy Madison noises. Like, oh my God, that's my biggest pet peeve. If someone just interrupts me in the middle of a sentence,
Mm-hmm.
like with something that's pointless and doesn't add on to the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the worst.
Well, then he would sit there and freaking rub the chairs too.
Oh, the chair rubbing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got to get into that. That made me uncomfortable. I had to move seats. So we sit in an auditorium, and it had like movie theater seats. And this dude, I wouldn't sit next to him. I would sit near him. There's one open seat next to me, and no one sat there. And then no one sat on the other side of him, which also had an open seat. Mm-hmm. This dude, in the middle of class, I would just hear him go, eh. And I'm like, what is that noise? I'm like, what's going on? Like, someone opening a door, opening and shutting the door. What's that noise? I would just look over, and he's doing this, like rubbing the chairs profusely and violently, just going. Then you go.
You just sounded like the Minecraft zombie.
Yeah, but he would just go, and then you start breathing very heavily. He's like, just rubbing it. I'm like, oh my God. That made me, I've never been more scared in my life. Like, I thought he was, I'm not going to say it, but I thought he was climaxing in class to some chairs. So, yeah, 2 movies in. I don't know why it took 2 movies for me to move away, but it did. It took me 2 movies to realize this isn't the move.
Should we go through that whole scenario that we made up on the way to Minnesota?
Cherry? Nah, it's never going to be that good.
The chair domestic violence?
God.
We were just freaking going off, like going back and forth between the two of us on that car ride.
Oh my God.
Dude, my gut hurt after that. That was bad.
To make a long story short, he loved touching the chair from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Named Cherry.
Ooh, Cherry.
But then we came up with that he bought a chair, and the cops fucking bust in his house, and they're like, see the legs broken on the chair? He's like, I swear I didn't do it. He's like, you're going to jail, you son of a bitch. Domestic violence.
That was the dumbest thing ever, but it was so good. You gotta understand, on a drive like that, you can't just listen to music the whole time. You gotta make conversation. So, like, that was, like, the first, like, we were just talking about, because we were going to Minnesota, Minneapolis, sorry.
Yeah, we were going to see,
Tiny Meat Gang. That was fun.
TMG, shout out TMG.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that, because they're uploading their whole show and their experience, and, like, it's the same thing it was the same thing for us. It was a good show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, on the way up there, it's like a 3.5 hour drive, depending on traffic, and we went in January, so it was freezing.
Yeah.
So the roads were terrible, and it took us a while to get up there. So, yeah, we just kind of bounced off the top of our heads, but
that seems to be a common thing with the two of us. Like, you get the two of us on one topic.
Not to toot my horn, but we
just freaking bounce back and forth. You can go for an hour, 2 hours, just freaking bouncing off. Like,
that's how it was when we used to play Xbox together.
Oh my God,
that was terrible. Because I checked my phone and it'd be like 2 a.m, and we were just on like the same subject from like 10.
Yeah, my gut would be freaking busted from laughing so hard.
Yeah. If you're thinking
that's why we started a podcast.
Back to Chairboy. If you think I'm being mean, I haven't said some of the things that he said because they're actually kind of offensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my God, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna get into this. This
Just
is not
into the
my
more PG things that he said that are offensive, because there's a few things you've told me where it's like,
Well, no, I'm gonna go into what he said, but disclaimer: this is not me saying this. This is me repeating what he said. I don't want anyone getting their panties in a knot saying, "Oh, he said." Okay, so we watched a movie called The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in class. Very good movie. I liked it. It was in Swedish, so there's dubs, and I guess there's an American version because we watched that one too. So there's a scene, very uncomfortable scene, and it's supposed to be uncomfortable, where the main character of the film, a woman, gets raped. She gets molested. And after the film, we're talking about it. We're just talking about certain elements, and all of a sudden he just says, he's like, I kind of find it hard to believe that she submitted to sexual woes. First of all, sexual woes? Like, what? How old are you? 45? God. And immediately, all the women, and even some guys in class, just turn around like, what the hell did you say? What? Like, and I just go, that's not even what happened. Were you watching the same movie, dog? And he just kind of turtled up. He's like, yeah, and like went into like, stumped into the chair. And I'm like, that's not what happened. I'm like, she was forced to do that. Wasn't submitting. Anyway, something's with the camera. What does that say?
I don't know. Let me go check.
Okay. So while Nick's going to check, we still have the audio, so I'm going to explain this. Yeah, he just doesn't understand how that works, I guess. And at the end of the year, which was like last week, we watched a really good film called City of God. And I'm guessing the camera stopped recording. Now it's back on. Okay. So, City of God, it's a movie that takes place in Brazil. It's in subtitles. Really good film. You've seen it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So it's basically about these kids who kind of live in the slums of Brazil and how dangerous their lives are. And so we're kind of talking, like, after the movie's over, we're talking about the slums and, like, ghettos and, like, movies that are also the same. So, like, we talked about Boys in the Hood and how the character also wants to make it out, but it's a little bit more different. And then he's like, are there any ghettos or slums in Des Moines, in Iowa? That's when I actually spoke up and went off on him because I was just so pissed. Like, just the amount of things he'd say over here, I was like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm like, this isn't the place to say it. I'm like, I'm going to keep it shut. And so immediately I'm like, what do you mean by ghettos? I'm like, because go to any state, go to any country, anywhere in the world, there's going to be slums and ghettos.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not hard to find. He's like, well, I mean, I haven't seen a place with barbed wire or electric fences, so I don't... Shut up. Let me tell you something. God. Ugh. I'm still pissed off about this. This is like a week. This is like me and geese. I hate geese too. We'll get into that later. But, yeah, I'm like, you don't need a electric fence or barbed wire to call it a freaking ghetto.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the economic situation and the people who live there and the events that occur that make it a ghetto or a slum. Like, the environment doesn't matter, or like the physical environment doesn't matter too much. That's one of the lesser things. And then he just kind of shut up and then just didn't talk. Oh no, he did. He asked he's the dude who interrupts the teacher during his own question. So, like, I'm gonna ask you a question as him and you try and answer it.
All right.
So, what did you think of Minneapolis?
It was
because I thought, like, from an experience-wise, a lot of crackheads.
It's like that joke where
and then it was just that. And I literally told him, I said, shut up if you want your question answered. And then he went, maybe shut up if you want your question answered. That's kind of mean. I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm mean. Like, someone needs to tell you, man. I'm like, you're...
It's
That's
like
the story
that
of
old knock
Shrek.
knock joke.
The
where
what
you're
joke?
The old knock knock joke where you're like,
Yeah.
knock
Annoying.
knock, who's there?
Annoying
Interrupting
it.
cow. Moo!
Yeah, it's that as a person
Yeah.
who
Just
doesn't
a
have an
whole
off
person.
button. Just as a just knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Well, to proceed with the joke, I'm gonna have to say this. I don't want to do that. Oh, too bad. You already said who's there, so you're participating. No, I'm not.
No.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when we're on camera. Switching subjects.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I like the distance though.
Distance is good.
It's not too close, not too far.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want anyone seeing my jacked face. I look like a hobo under a bridge with this beard. I need to trim it. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, I just lined mine up. Got it fresh for the pod, you know.
Why'd you shave? Oh, I have a podcast. I got to keep up appearances. You know how it
Well,
goes.
that's not gonna really work because by the time we upload the next one, I'll have gotten a haircut.
Oh, you're getting a haircut?
Yeah, I scheduled it for the 14th, so by the time this is uploaded, my long hair will be gone.
About time.
But it's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it short for about a month, and then I'll start growing it again. But I want to do the full flow because you can't tell on camera, but my sides are shaved and the back is shaved, and then like
there's gonna be a barber watching this, like, oh my god, I don't want to cut his hair.
From half my head up, it's all long, so I'm gonna trim it or full ass cut it.
Yeah.
And then
That's what I did at the beginning of the year.
And then I'll grow it back and do full flow with no shaved sides.
Yeah. Get
it really working again.
Next week. So next week I'm just gonna see you and just freak out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think I'm having a stroke or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're gonna think I came back in time.
Back from middle school.
Yeah.
Speaking of annoying people, we saw Endgame.
Yeah.
What an experience. I thought Infinity War, the audience was terrible. Oh my god, I could not be more wrong. This whole episode is just going to be me being pissed off and cynical. I don't care, because I have it in me, and I need to rant. He was there for this one.
Yeah, I was actually there for this
Oh
one.
my god. Ugh.
That was bad, too.
Okay, Infinity War. My pet peeve in a movie, which we talked about on the pod, is just clapping and whistling during a movie. Mm-hmm. It's not a baseball game. It's a movie theater.
And it's also the things they were clapping at, too.
Was nothing.
It was like it's the heroes they've seen a million times come on the screen and they start clapping. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. I would get it if it's like, say, like 10 years in the future and like a character you haven't seen comes back.
Yeah, like they haven't been in it for a couple movies and then they come back.
But it's like when Black Panther came on, like everyone freaked out. I'm like, this movie came out a month ago.
Yeah.
I get like a couple woos, but not like a full.
Yeah, like an obnoxious clap.
Electric in the air. That's from Kicking and Screaming. Anyways, Endgame. So we did not go opening night. We went on opening weekend. So we helped with that $2 billion box office number that it is.
Yeah.
We helped. We're going to help again because I'm going to see it again.
Yeah, I want to see it again, too.
That movie passed Titanic.
Not only do I want to see it again, but that's not because of this person that we're about to talk to or about to talk about, but
just a lot of stuff.
Just because, yeah,
and we'll talk about it more in depth at the end. It's just there's a lot going on in that.
And if you haven't seen it yet, we'll warn you before we talk about it, so you can just click off.
Well, yeah, we'll keep. It's gonna have to be vague as possible, but by the time this goes up, I think everyone knows what's happened. But
okay. 2 weeks after the movie, and the director said wait 2 weeks before you start doing spoilers.
So yeah, if you haven't seen it already, it's the movie past Titanic. It's about to beat Avatar for number one. Come on, I think everyone's seen it. But
most anticipated movie of the year, for
sure. So yeah, we went on Sunday, opening weekend, and first of all, so I bought all 4 tickets online because 4 of us went total. It was his dad, our friend, and then me. And I get there with JT, and like our ticket scanner's not working. So automatically I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I swear to God.
Yeah.
But we got there early enough, so if I had to buy tickets again, I could. But I found out that you went in before. The dude ripped all of the ticket stubs. So, like, we couldn't get in, and then you had to come back out, and then we had to go in.
Yeah, so I beat everybody to the theater. And so I go in, and I'm like, I'm getting our tickets so that I can go wait in line. Because I knew there was going to be a line. And I was very first person, and you guys were in line for, like, drinks and stuff. And so I go into he's like, all right, we're starting to seat. And I'm like, okay. So I hand him the tickets. He rips all 4 of them. And then I go in, and I'm saving 4 seats, like, freaking ideal seats, too.
Yeah.
Like, second to
Not
last
ideal,
row,
as it turns out, as of what happens.
So we thought they were ideal. Second to last row, right dead center in the middle, like perfect spot. And then they text me and they're like, yeah, we can't get in without our tickets. I'm like, the dude already fucking ripped all of them. And he was like, yeah, I'll give me all 4. So I'm like, okay. So I have to freaking haul ass out of the theater. Like, literally when nobody could see me.
You just going down the stairs.
Literally when no one could see me, I fucking ran down the hallway. And then I got out there and I walk up to them and I don't even show him the ticket. Like, he barely glances at the tickets, and then he's like, yeah, whatever, go in. Like, bitch, you couldn't have done that 2 minutes ago when they were, like, trying to get in?
Oh, my God. Yeah. So we get into the movie. Have ideal seats for about 2 seconds. This is when it happens. This is when I lost my mind.
This kid was bad, because he was
Okay,
sitting...
I'm not going to say kid. I'm going to say he was, like, 13, 14. So
Yeah.
I'm not cutting him too much slack. Because he's old enough to know how to be in a movie. If this was like a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old, I wouldn't have been as pissed off.
So the way that it was set up is that the seats that I got were me
You and your dad
and my dad were like in front of the projector, so there's nobody behind us, and then JT was like halfway between.
And then I was...
Wesley had the guy or the kid right behind him.
Yeah.
The teenager, whatever. And so this kid was so bad that it was affecting like my dad and me, and he wasn't even behind us.
Yeah.
So then he's taking like all the hits.
Oh,
I'm
not taking him going down though.
Yeah.
I was not having it. I was like, I waited a full year to see this movie.
You know what? Grandma doesn't get any slack either.
Yeah, Grandma doesn't get. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna get into
grandma
this.
with him too.
Let me get into this. So, movie starts. He walks up with like a pizza, popcorn. I'm like, okay. I'm like, let's not make
this kid's a bowling ball, by the way. Straight up bowling ball.
Okay. Strike, but
yeah, that bitch had 3 strikes before the fucking movie even started.
Okay. Okay. So this is the voice he makes too. He talks like this. Gee whiz, Grandma. Ah, full volume. I don't think he knows how to whisper. So the movie's starting. He's just talking, and I'm like, whatever. When the lights turn down and the previews start, he'll shut up. Previews start. Talking at full volume to his grandma, and grandma, most annoying laugh in the world. I've never heard anyone laugh like that in my life, and I never want to hear it again. She sounds like Jared Leto from Suicide Squad, just
like the Green Goblin from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's what she sounded like. She just went. I'm like, is that a fake laugh? Please tell me that's not real. So, anyways, like the first preview comes up, and I think it's for like Lion King, and the kid out loud goes, "Lion King! Grandma, it's Lion King. We going to Lion King, Grandma? We're going to Lion King." Shut up.
The one I remember the most is when the Star Wars preview comes on.
And he said, "I don't like Star Wars." I'm like, good for you.
Like, full volume goes, "I hate Star Wars." Bitch, did I ask you? I don't care what you think about Star Wars.
Oh, and by the way, this kid was like kicking my seat with like his boots. Oh.
This man, it was 65 degrees out, and this man had winter boots on.
Yeah. He was just kicking my seat, and I kept turning around and looking at him. And something's wrong with the camera again. Might have stopped recording, by the way. Should we just leave it for now?
Yeah.
Turn it back on after this? Okay. So
we could honestly, I think there's some pretty funny clips that we had on there. So we could honestly just use those clips for like the Instagram.
We could. All right. So back to the story. Dang, I just slurred. So the story, yeah, he's kicking my seat, and like some of it's on accident, some of it's not, and I just keep turning around and giving him like a little glare. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my god, you better not. And JT is like, I swear to God, if this kid doesn't zip it, I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'll take care of it. I'm like, I'll take care of this kid. And so, yeah, he's just being obnoxious. The movie starts. I'll give him credit. He whispers when he talks to Grandma, but it's still obnoxious, and he's still hitting my seat, and I'm still like, immersed in the movie, and every time he like boots my seat, it goes like, Grandma, that's Captain America. Grandma, oh my God, Captain America. Grandma, I'm like, shut. I just turn around and go, shh. Have you ever seen the dog whisperer?
Yeah.
Or like shush his dog. That's what I did. I just went, shh, shh. No. Quiet, boy. Like, yeah. Oh my God, this kid dropped his pizza during the movie. I need to talk about that. I need to yell into my arm before I say something I regret. Yeah, so he had a full bag of popcorn, as stated earlier. And then he had pizza. This is a 3-hour movie, may I remind you. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting in front of this chub for 3 hours, and I'm somehow still not losing my mind. And I almost snapped when he dropped the pizza, because he's looking for it. He's like, Grandma, can I have your flashlight to find the pizza? And I almost turned around and said, you dropped the pizza on the floor. It's gone. You don't need it. My mic's like going to freaking check out from all this yelling. I don't care.
Fucking redlining it.
Yeah, I don't care. So I'll scoot back. I'm like, the pizza's gone. You dropped it. Why would you want movie theater floor pizza? Do you just ever stop eating? Is that just not your thing? You just have to shove something down, even if it touches the floor? 5-second rule doesn't apply. This happened like a minute after he dropped it, by the way. He dropped it, didn't say anything, and then finally went, oh, Grandma, by the way, I dropped the pizza. Where's your flashlight? That thing's been on the floor for like 3 scenes. And you want to look for it now? No. And then every time he'd drop the or every time he'd put the popcorn away, he would roll the bag up all the way to where the popcorn's at, like lined up. He'd put the popcorn down, and then he'd roll it up and go.
Not only that, he'd pick the quietest scenes to want popcorn
and roll it up.
He'd go to unroll it, and he'd be like, oh my God.
Movie was a 10 out of 10, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
God.
The thing is that there's so many moving parts to that movie that you need to really pay attention, and then you got that fuckboy in the back that's like fucking crumpling his popcorn and shit, and you're like, oh, come on.
It was just, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I thought we saved ourselves when we didn't go opening night. Mm-hmm. That was people who go opening night and you don't cheer or clap or anything, and you can sit through those movies. I commend you. Because that takes some courage.
I about screamed when we went to Infinity War opening night. That was so bad.
Yeah. So I've been watching Kitchen Nightmares.
I see where you get all your rage from.
Yeah. Look at the color of the... No, you know what I noticed? A lot of these restaurant owners, like, I think we could make a video on this. Mm-hmm. They act like, or a lot of them are like Italians.
Yeah.
And I watch like a lot of Scorsese movies, like Goodfellas. Mm-hmm. Dude, these guys act like they're in the mob. It is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like the part where he's trying the food, like one of these guys is like, oh, what's not to like about the food? He's like, I've never gotten complaints. He's like, I got Paulie and Vinny in the back. They don't like the food. Screw them. They're never allowed back. I'm like, is that because you break the legs? This is...
Swimming with the fishes?
Yeah. Dude, they give off that impression. So, like, one of these guys, like this big Italian guy, he literally has 2 bouncers in the restaurant. He's like, if they don't like the food, they start talking crap. I kick the Paulie and Vinny and kick them out. I'm like, what? I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, Gordon, just say it's good, man. Just say it's good.
Crazy to me because they'll go into those restaurants and it'll be like naming like full lists of what's wrong with it. Mm-hmm. And they're like, just completely oblivious. They're like, oh, looks cooked to me. Like, looks good to me.
Some of it, like, whenever he goes in, they're like, yeah, this is the best food ever. He's going to love the food. He wouldn't be coming if the food was good.
Yeah, somebody wouldn't have nominated you for this show if the food was good.
Yeah. There's only been one instance where the food was good, and he's like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, I don't know what the problem is, but she's like, yeah, we're just losing money because no one knows about us. We're in this small building.
Yeah, it's called Kitchen Nightmares, not Kitchen Delights.
Yeah, that's like that was their only problem. They just needed a bigger place to operate, and then after he went and said it was good, like everyone showed up and they moved. But back to the real gangsters of Fazoli's or Olive Garden. Imagine going to Fazoli's and you're like, yeah, my breadsticks aren't warm. Well, your breadsticks aren't warm. The breadsticks aren't cooked.
I'm about to break your breadsticks.
What?
What?
Where's the meatball pincher? I'm gonna pinch your meatballs. What? This is Robert De Niro running the counter. So it's not cooked?
Robert De Niro and fucking Danny DeVito.
Joe Pesci. Danny DeVito. That's random. Yeah. Oh, they're not cooked all the way. Oh.
I was watching the one that made me think of that is because I was watching
It's Always Sunny?
No, Austin Powers.
Danny DeVito's in Austin Powers?
Yeah, because they do.
Is that the third one? Or is Dr. Evil? Or no, he's Mini-Me.
And he's Mini-Me.
He's Mini-Me. Yeah.
He's like, look at me. I'm right here, motherfucker. He's like,
Tom Cruise. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Oh. What a good series.
Yeah, it is a good series. I'm glad they're not bringing that back.
Yeah.
So glad.
Well, I mean, Mike Myers is also kind of fat now, so they.
Well, Mike Myers can just retire, dude. He was smart with his money.
I think that he is making a new movie though. I thought I saw him on a talk show.
Well, he's doing movies, but he's not taking like leading roles because he doesn't need them.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just do this. Mm-hmm. He's not Nicolas Cage, who blew all his money.
Yeah, he was just in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mike
Myers was.
I thought you were saying Nicolas Cage. I'm
no.
Like, no way.
Mike Myers was in Bohemian Rhapsody as the record label owner.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that movie, but I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now here comes the part where we struggle to come up with something new.
There's not any new music either, because I was just about to bring up music, and then I was like...
Well, Tyler, the Creator, has an album coming out.
Yeah.
He's been previewing it. Let me see what I've been listening to. Well, actually, so for work, I have to make like a family-friendly playlist, so I've been doing that. But
yeah.
Other than that, oh yeah, Old Town Road. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because he topped the charts on the country.
And then they took him off.
And then they were like,
it's not
he's
country.
A rapper? And then they're like, okay, well, since he's a rapper, he can't be on the country charts.
It's like, who cares?
So then he brings in Billy Ray Cyrus, the OG, puts him on the track, and they put him back on there.
Don't break my heart, my achy, breaky heart.
My ears are fucking achy, breaky after you sing this.
Yeah, I think they should just, like, what's the big... They're like, it has country themes, but it's not a country artist. It's still a country
what's
song.
What's the difference between freaking him doing that song? That song sounds more country than
Nelly's country song he did a couple years
with
ago.
Florida Georgia Line.
That's the I can listen to this song rather than the Florida Georgia Line one. That one's garbage, straight trash.
Well, the kid that made that song got popular now because I just saw.
He was on Complex. Yeah. He was on the sneaker shop. Oh, yeah. I picked up a new hobby. In the time we've been off, I've been picking up.
I would consider it a hobby for me, too. I just don't have the money for it. So I just sit here and look at sneakers, but I don't execute. You execute a lot.
I do, and I'm terrible at it. Because I shouldn't. I'm not. To clarify. Oh, my God. Okay. So before we get into this, like, I think our first or second episode, we talked about, like, oh, I'm not into Vans only, sneakers only. Dude, nah.
Yeah.
We were in... We did not know about all these shoes that were coming out. It's not like, oh, we didn't know about Jordans. We knew about them, but at the time we recorded that, there's nothing good out.
Yeah.
Like, nothing really... Or anything affordable to add to. But... yeah. We've been looking at some sneakers recently.
I think it's more of that we kind of started to get into like fashion in general.
Yeah.
And dressing appropriately, like the way that we look and stuff. And so then a lot of people think like, oh, the shirt's what makes the outfit. The pants is what make the outfit. No, it's the shoes.
It's the shoes.
Like your top can work, but you got to buckle down the bottom. Like you can't just be.
Better buckle down that bottom, boy.
You can't be looking
like
fresh up top and having some trash ass kicks on the bottom, you know.
Hey, you better buckle up that bottom before I get you. That's what said 6ix9ine. Who I guess is out. I don't know. I haven't seen any updates with him. Who cares?
Because he's in witness protection. They can't report anything on him.
Well, I don't even know if he got out yet. He might still be testifying.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm surprised he got off, but I don't care. I think their intention is like, because everyone's going to be gunning for him now.
Mm-hmm.
So the minute he steps out, they're just going to be like, well, why would we pay for this guy to stay in prison? Or why would we use tax dollars to pay for this criminal when he could be taken? I'm not saying it's good, but saying that like, oh, he's going to be taken care of on the street. It's like,
yeah.
Anyways, back to sneakers. I'm having
Travis Scott's are coming out.
Yeah, this Saturday I'm having a debate if I'm gonna get them or not. 175, not terrible.
The only thing is that if you want them now, you would have to get them because the second that they're sold out,
they're gonna go up to $1,000 easy. Well, that's what they're at now because it was like a friends and family and then early releases for people who are gonna review the sneaker back in February. It was released to like some people. It released last week on Travis Scott's birthday on his website.
And so people already have them.
Some people do. It hasn't released on the sneakers app, which is what I'm going to buy it off of if I do. I'm still debating.
I think it's. I thought it said that May 3rd is when they came out.
Because that was his birthday. So they dropped it on his website exclusively, like a limited supply, and then everybody else who wants it has to get the Nike sneaker app.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to get it at 9 o'clock sharp.
And it'll be at the normal price. It's not the
$175. Yeah, and that's what it was on his website too. But like if you look at StockX, I think the price is lowered because everyone's going to be getting it.
Yeah.
This weekend, but I need to debate if I'm going to pull the trigger on that or not, because if I do, the problem with me is I'm between like 3 different shoe sizes. I'm either at 10, 10.5, or an 11. Like it's insane for me. But mostly it's usually 10.5 and 11. I think with this, I'd have to get a 10.5. The bright side is if it doesn't fit, I can sell it for like a solid K.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
You and I both have sneaker size problems.
Mm-hmm.
You is that between different pairs of shoes, you've got about 3 or 4 different sizes that you have to try on. And me, I wear a size 13, so it's like pretty hit or miss whether they're going to have it.
Yeah.
But.
Well, like with Vans, the thing with that, I just found out that Vans at like from an actual Vans outlet, they don't most Vans are unisex. If you want like a pair or a plain pair of Vans, they just don't make in between sizes because a 10 is like a 10 in men's and then like a 9 in women's, so it can fit both.
Yeah.
So like for that, I have to size down a full 10 because the 11s are too big.
You want to know the people that I'm jealous of?
Who?
The people that have so small feet that they can buy kids' shoes. Because
like
then they can buy these
$60.
fire-ass sneakers for like $30.
It's insane.
And then I'm over here spending like $170 on NMDs, and it's like, oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, like, I just bought some shoes from Adidas that I love. I've been wearing them a lot. They're called Young Ones. And I got them in an all-white. And I read the reviews. And I have another pair of Adidas's that I have now. They're like kind of an Ultra Boost, but not really.
Yeah.
And for these, I wear a 10.5. And so I was reading the reviews. I'm like, all right, I'm already a 10.5, and this shoe is apparently made really big. So I was like, okay, I'll size down to a full 10. I'm like, that sounds pretty safe. Size down to a 10. It fits me, but it's also loose. So I decided not to return it. I'm like, you know what? I can wear this. I'm like, it's like my Air Maxes. Those things are pretty loose, but I'm just keeping them.
Yeah.
Because it's like whatever. But these ones are like loose, but also like not the point where my heel is slipping out and I can't wear. Like I can wear them, they just look big on me.
Yeah.
But I love the design, so I didn't return them, and I didn't want to wait. But I might be getting another pair of the young ones in the all orange color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they look nice. If I don't get the Travis Scotts.
Are those the ones that you were showing me the other day that are like the
Bright orange?
The Naruto ones?
Yeah. They look insane.
Yeah.
And then Vans is doing a collab with Harry Potter, which I love Harry Potter. So I already know I'm going to be blowing money on sneakers, which I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to do. I think if I get the Travis Scotts, I think I'm just going to cut myself off for the summer.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not, because I just got a thing in the mail for Shoe Carnival, I think, or Famous Footwear, and I need some new sandals. So I'm going to get some slides for like 10% off.
The thing that sucks is that, like, okay, so since we're in college and we go to a college that's only 10 minutes away,
mm-hmm.
we're both like made the decision to stay at home so that we didn't have to spend money. So we're trying to save money to move out,
mm-hmm.
so that we can have our own place. But on top of that, like, I also have, like, you just finished paying off your car.
Yeah.
And I bought a new car, so I am working on paying that off right now. So it's like, there's a lot of sneakers that I see that I really want, but then I can't justify the purchase.
Yeah.
But eventually, one day, keep supporting the podcast, and one day we can buy whatever
yeah,
sneakers
so we can just
want.
flex on you guys like 24. I hate when YouTubers do that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to flex, but I'm just laying it out there. I would use some of my podcast money on
Of
sneakers.
course, I think that'd be later on.
Yeah.
Because honestly, any money we earn from the pod, if we earn money, because right now we do not, is just purely for fun.
Mm-hmm.
As you can tell, because if we were doing this for money, we would have uploaded like the last 3 episodes after we recorded them.
If we would have,
that's how you know we care. We're not greedy.
Yeah,
we're just lazy and didn't upload because we're not getting paid.
And if we were doing this for money, I would have dropped out of college by now,
mm-hmm.
and we would have been doing this full time.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
It's just a nice hobby to do, like
mm-hmm.
a side hobby. It's fun. Yeah, just a little fun. It's a little fun.
If it goes somewhere, great. If not, it's fun.
Fine.
So
I could care less if, like, honest. Ooh, this might bite me in the ass a couple years, but like, oh man, we have so many subscribers, blah blah blah. I could care less about how many we have.
Yeah.
As long as we just get to do this, it's gonna sound corny, but like, as long as we do this, I don't care. It's fun.
And as long as people just enjoy like listening to us talk.
As long as we got like someone listening to it, that's all that really matters.
Yeah. As long as we're just not throwing out videos and they're getting 0 views.
0 views. Dude, I'll take 6 views any day, honestly. Should we? Oh yeah. So real quick, debating on the Travis Scotts. I like the brown color, but I also don't like the brown color because they're hard to wear with anything. But
I didn't like the brown color until you sent me that picture the other day with the pink laces.
They also come with the red laces.
I think I'd fuck with the pink though.
Yeah, I think I'd do pink on one shoe, black on the other.
Yeah.
But yeah. So should we get into Avengers since we're at 43 minutes?
Yeah, just wrap it up with Avengers.
Yeah, and so first impressions without ruining anything.
I thought that the last 11 years of movies was like, this is going to be the cheesiest metaphor you've ever heard. Like,
mm-hmm.
But I thought that the last 11 years of movies was like a sundae. Like they're just adding ice cream, adding all the toppings. And this was like a good cherry on top of everything. It
mm-hmm.
really wrapped everything up nicely.
And they wrapped everything up, but it also
left it open
for the next couple years because this isn't a spoiler, but they don't really set anything up too majorly because it's like this is like the ending of like 10 years of movies.
I think they ended people well who were ready to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I think they left it open well for people that are ready to continue.
Or who are done but might come back.
Yeah.
Because we'll say that because just in case. But yeah, I feel like if you've been, because for me, I watched Iron Man. Like
mm-hmm.
Iron Man came out when I was like in 3rd grade.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah. So I saw that movie. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it when it came out on
mm-hmm.
video. So I saw that, and then when I saw Hulk, and then Iron Man was at the end of Hulk, I was like, oh my god! I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then, like, the next year, Iron Man 2, and then Thor, and then Captain America. And it's like, oh, Avengers. It's like, no way.
Yeah.
And then Avengers came out. And I'm like, they're not going to do anything crazier than Avengers. And then Guardians comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then this movie, which does a bunch of crazy things, which I thought they would never do. It's just insane to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely satisfied with the 11 years of movies that they made.
If you wanted to, you could stop watching.
And I've been invested in seeing all the movies. Like, my mom doesn't understand it.
Mm-hmm. The grandma behind us didn't understand it. It was like her first time, I think.
We were about to... Morgan has seen it, and so Morgan's my girlfriend, by the way, so you people know. Anyways, Morgan had seen it, and we were standing in the living room talking about Avengers, and right before we were about to spoil something, we're like, are you going to see it? My mom's like, well, I didn't understand any of them, so I'm probably not going to see it. And I was like, okay, well, then we'll just, like,
talk about
lay it all out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, with Infinity War, like, with all the previews they released, I kind of knew where it was going, besides the ending. I didn't think they were going to do what they did with the ending of Infinity War, with everyone dying. Endgame, they didn't show anything leading up to this. So, you went into this completely blind. Like, you didn't know what was going on.
I want to get into a spoiler that's not a huge deal. Well, some nerds may
freak out. So, okay, we'll say this. Avengers, Endgame, great movie. Go watch it. Mm-hmm. This is Totally Rad Podcast. Watch the rest of this after you've seen Endgame if you really care about spoilers. So, say what you want to say.
So, the spoiler is... The thing that I was confused about is when Captain America... like picks up Thor's hammer, but I of course never followed the comics, so I don't know what has all happened in that, but I was just like, when did this man get magical powers that he just friggin' picks up this hammer?
I was binging a bunch of the movies before we went, and it was in the second Avengers movie where they're all trying to lift it and no one can do it. He budges it a little bit,
so that was supposed to be like their
setup. Yeah. So I think it's just like you have to be like the purest person on the world to lift it.
Yeah.
Something like that, which I thought I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought it was just a throwaway thing. And then I went into that movie and he just picks up the hammer. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was like the one moment in the movie that just made me go, oh my God.
One thing I didn't like about the movie was what they did with Thor. Like, I'm excited to see how he comes back from it, but... That was I didn't really like his character.
I liked how it represented, like, how he feels guilty about what he did.
Yeah, but why'd they have to make him fat?
Yeah, they made, like, because I was reading an article and they're like, yeah, we wanted to make him fat because he's depressed and dealing with the loss in his own way, and that's with alcohol. So it becomes, like, I get the point of him becoming an alcoholic and dealing with it, but I just think they made too many fat jokes to where I didn't take it as seriously, but I was like, it makes sense. I'm like, but... I don't know.
Well, the thing is that
was iffy.
He's a god, so how would he gain weight like that?
Yeah.
For one, and for two, I thought it was kind of cheesy how they went to the Big Lebowski. Like, that was basically the main storyline for his.
They called him Lebowski like 10 times, and
so it's like I didn't like how I would like if you're gonna make him fat, at least to make it an original story or something. Like, don't just throw back to an old movie.
What I really liked is the beginning. They just killed Thanos like right at the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, so now what? And then of course like time travel and all this other crap happens, and it's pretty good. One thing I was really worried about going in is like, so have you seen Captain Marvel?
No, but I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Okay, so...
I mean, I've already seen Endgame, so what's the point of going back now?
Well, so I remember watching Infinity War, and they teased Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, I was like, I really hope it's not like, oh, she comes in, saves the day, kills Thanos, and it's fixed because of her. I'm like, I'd rather have it somebody that we've watched for like 10 years do it.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. Like, she didn't come in and just save the day on her own. Like, I would have been pissed if that's what happened.
Yeah.
But that was like my one concern going in. I was like, if that happens, I'm like, then what's the point of like having all these other heroes fight him if she's just going to be the one, like the new person to take him out? Mm-hmm. So that didn't happen. I thought Iron Man's death was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice. And then Old Man Captain America, that was crazy.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that. They literally picked the most pointless character over the last 11 years to take over for him.
But it did make sense, kind of, because they introduced him in, the second Captain America movie?
Yeah, but you know how badass it would be if they had Bucky as a new Captain America? Freaking metal arm on one, shield on the other.
Yeah, I think they didn't because, he's his own character, and I don't know if he's coming back for the rest, but, definitely it is more appealing if you have an African-American become the new Captain America, as minorities are some of the major groups in America now.
Yeah,
so
but I wish they would have made a more badass character Captain America, because Falcon would always get knocked out in the first second of the fight, and he'd lay there for the rest of the time. I wanted to watch Smokey from Friday walk up to him and be like, "Man, get your ass up. Give me my shit."
I want to see if he's gonna get his own movie or not, though.
I'd be okay if you didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
not from Captain America's standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
If you mean Falcon, I don't want to see a Falcon movie. That'd be horrible. But
as Captain America,
him as Captain America, I would see.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because that's what they're gonna. I feel like that's what they're doing now.
Black Widow, I'd probably. I don't think I'd go to a Black Widow movie in the theaters.
Well, they're making one now.
I think I would wait for that one to come out on DVD, and that's nothing to do with that. It's just.
The character's not interesting to you?
Yeah, the character's just not super interesting. The thing that blows my mind about her is everybody's like, she's a key part of the team. She uses a freaking Glock and it kills aliens? Then why do we have superheroes? Why wouldn't the army just come out with their machine guns and fucking kill them? Her powers don't make sense. She doesn't even have powers.
Yeah.
The setup for the character doesn't make sense.
When she died, I didn't really feel anything. The character's I liked her in the Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier. She was good in that because it made sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, they weren't really fighting aliens in that one. Yeah. So it's it makes sense. But as soon as Age of Ultron comes and they got all these fucking aliens, and then she's like, your fucking bullets aren't going to do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, when she died, I was like, okay. I'm like, all right.
Not going to lie, I think I would have wanted the other pointless character to die.
Hawkeye?
Yeah, instead
I think that's what everyone said. They're like, it should have been him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I would have agreed. It would have made more sense. But
especially since they took him out of movies to do when he went to go do tag.
Yeah.
They took him out of movies, so why wouldn't you just kill him anyways?
Yeah. What else in that movie? We're jumping all over the place, but
yeah, this is just bits and pieces of the movie. We're not going in chronological order here.
The whole time travel thing confused me a little bit. Like
when Doctor Strange opens the portal and everybody comes out, or the Ant-Man portion of it.
When Nebula kills her old self, and then somehow her current self is still alive.
That's because they said that there's no butterfly effect.
I think so. It's where you just create a new timeline.
Yeah, because they were talking about
or it doesn't affect you, but it affects the one you're in.
Yeah, because they said
that makes sense to me.
The way that they were explaining it when Hulk is on the roof with the other, the person prior to Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
she's like, all the stones make a path, and when you pluck one of the stones from one timeline, it makes this dark path.
It creates a new timeline.
But if you do something and then you go back and replace the stone where you took it from, then it just replaces the timeline.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that was one of the jokes they made was Ant-Man came up and he was like, well, what if I do this? Then doesn't that change everything? And they were like, no, the butterfly effect isn't real in time travel or something.
Yeah. They brought back Gamora, but she's from the past. So I think that's what the next Guardians movie is going to be. They're going to be looking for her from the past, and because the future one's dead.
Somebody was telling me it's... Oh, yeah, I was at work, and somebody was telling me that the next one's going to be as Guardians of the Galaxy because they added Thor.
Oh, yeah, Thor. That'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope he signs another contract, and he does at least, one or two more movies.
The reason I think that he will is because I think he's excited about what they're going to do with his character, and everybody else saw their characters coming to an end, and they're like, well... We'll just be, or they're not sure. Iron Man hasn't done anything for a long time. Hulk hasn't made a movie since Ed Norton.
Yeah.
And then, then they had Hulk in the Thor movies, but he sees progression with Thor, and that they're actually going to take him somewhere, and I think that's what will make him sign back.
Or like his story, I think his story was coming to an end in Ragnarok, and then with Infinity War and Endgame, it's like, well, especially Endgame, it's like you expect him to like lead the people like in the new place where they settled. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. He's like, I'd rather just go on more adventures. It's like, I'm down for that.
Yeah. Especially if they're going to continue with Guardians of the Galaxy. Just throw him in there.
I think that's a good fit. So, as we're recording this, a new preview for the Spider-Man movie came out. Literally at the beginning, they had the actor, Tom Holland. He said, if you haven't seen Infinity War, don't watch this. Because they just talk about how Iron Man's dead. And that's like what the movie's about. He's trying to move on from that.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be... I think like the next couple movies are just going to be like the aftermath of this. Which is going to be interesting.
Which I'm happy about. I don't want to see a bunch of movies that happened before Endgame, after Endgame. I
think like it's going to be this movie, and then there's going to be like a break for like a year or so, or not a year, probably like a couple months.
Well, this one comes out in July, right? And
so,
then
probably a year.
December maybe they'll come out with another one, or early January,
or like February they'll announce something, or like next summer.
Yeah.
So I think after this, they're going to take like a small break and then announce everything. But it's definitely interesting. Well, and like it's a 5-year gap. So now he disappeared for 5 years and now he's back in high school.
Yeah.
That's a little weird, but whatever. I wonder if they're going to talk about what happened.
Yeah, how that happened. Yeah, because he should be graduated by now.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we wrap it up?
I think that's good.
Okay. Well, we didn't turn the camera on, so who freaking cares?
Yeah, we'll just upload the first 30 minutes on camera, and then the rest of it's just us talking.
We should just upload like a random we should just cycle random pictures.
Yeah.
Just random memes.
Or is there any part where we were actually recording and then we talked about something that's worth putting up? Oh, Cherry. We can put up a picture of Cherry.
Cherry? Yeah, we can put up Cherry. Yeah. Oh, Cherry. Cherry. All right. We're going to wrap this up so we can go get lunch and then edit and give you guys a content that like 5 of you really like.
Yeah. Apparently.
We got it. Yeah. I'm not going to make a promise because I think I made a promise last time saying we're going to upload more frequently. We're going to do. Yeah, that didn't happen. I'm sorry, my man. It didn't happen. All right. I don't even know who wrapped it up. I'll just do half. You do half.
All right.
Half and half. Half and half.
We're gonna have a half calf.
Half calf. Half calf. Half calf. This podcast. I'm gonna do the half on the pod.
Little pod.
All right.
This is gonna go down a long dark road, so we might as well wrap it up now.
God, yeah. Okay. So this is Totally Rad Podcast. I'm Wesley Duke.
I'm Nick Fine.
We are gonna leave the links to our Instagrams, or probably not our Instagrams. We can probably just leave the link to the main pod Instagram that you created.
Yeah, and we follow the main one too. So if you really want to follow us,
if you want to be a stalker and follow us and like all our pictures, go for it. Yeah, you can do that. And yes, we are aware our shirts are on Teespring. They're just simple designs. Trust me, we're gonna start uploading our own designs soon. For specifically for Outcast TRP, nothing fancy, just some nice text. If you want to wear a sweatshirt with some fancy text,
yeah, just to support the podcast, spread the word. Also, we were talking about at the beginning how we're gonna start selling in that store, possibly.
It's a big maybe. We'll get back to you on that if that comes to fruition.
Just as a disclaimer, though, it's all gonna be Outcast stuff, which is our clothing brand. It's not going to be TRP stuff.
Yeah.
If you want TRP stuff, that stuff will all be online. Links will be in the bios of all the podcast videos as well as the Instagram. So you can get that there. Otherwise, if you want Outcast stuff and you live in the Des Moines area, we'll get back to you as far as when that's going to happen.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm not going to say signing off because that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm never going to say, signing off now. Yeah, it was TRP. Thanks for listening.
Peace.